What's up, boy? What's up, bro? This is my Judge Boy Brooks. You follow on Facebook, Judge Boy Brooks. All subscribe to my YouTube channel. We can chop it up. But real quick, I just wanted to tackle this new thing that's on social media where silly Negroes are saying that Harriet Tubman didn't exist. Now, I know some of the people among the conscious community, I know a lot of us just ignore it, like, because a lot of us don't like to deal with the silly Negro shit. But, yes, it's misinformation. But one thing I don't like is for the young people, our children, the youth, to hear this and to believe it. I don't want the kids to hear this. So, making this video to who it may concern to tackle this. These niggas is saying, not even just Dane Calloway, but I don't even want, look, I'm going to say this. A lot of black people, especially in the conscious community, curate like a cult-like following, but they do it off the expense of saying shit for attention. So 9 times out of 10, whoever Dan Calloway is, he probably really don't believe the shit, but he says it for attention. Because that's what a lot of people do. They clout chase. They build a name, they make themselves relevant of clout chasing by putting out information that's just not true. So I listened to a segment of what he said, and I'm like, well, as a researcher and as a self-proclaimed historian, I'm like, well, nigga, you gotta show proof that she didn't exist. And I'm listening to it, I'm like, well, you're not really showing proof that she just didn't exist. It's just your opinion. Silly Negro talk, because I mean, a lot of us didn't want to get into engaging in this misinformation, but like I said, for the young people, we gotta do it. Look, Harriet Tubman is definitely a real historical figure, and how we know that she's a real historical figure, because Harriet Tubman was on a motherfucking most wanted list. This is a fact. You could, hey, now Dan Calloway and these other groups and other niggas say she didn't exist, right? But if you use the Google and look at the most wanted list, because she was a fugitive. Harriet Tubman was a fugitive. She was on a run. She was wanted by the law. So, right? You can literally go look at the pictures of Harriet Tubman. Now, silly Negroes will say, oh, the white man made that up. She was a made-up person. I mean, if you want to think that, then fuck it. Let niggas be silly and think something like that. Because what's going to happen is pretty soon they're going to start saying Dr. King didn't exist. That's what's going to happen. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, you know what? Dr. King didn't really exist. And even though my grandma and everybody seen Dr. King before and shit like that, and silly Negroes, that's what it's coming to. Where people are saying shit, and people talk about Hotep niggas and shit like that, but Hotep niggas don't say shit like that. And I don't know if Dan Calloway is an immigrant. I don't know if he has an immigrant background. I won't be surprised if he has an immigrant background. But if he doesn't, that makes it even worse. It's information going around saying Harriet Tubman didn't exist. Now, I mean, it could be some agent provocateur shit, like, which probably really what it is, because the white supremacists, the elite white supremacists, they study us and shit like that. And a lot of times they send silly Negroes to kind of like throw off certain things that's going on within the conscious community. Not even the conscious community, just the black community, period. Now, I won't be surprised if Dane Calloway is an agent. Because that's agent talk. That sounds like some agent shit. And people are, and I don't know, and it's bad because it's motherfuckers that agree with it. So people as myself, like I know Tyreek that she said, that's not even something that he's going to even address. Like, people that's here is just like, we have to deal with so much shit as black folks. We have to deal with arguing with white folks about certain shit, trying to prove a point all the fucking time. We got to argue with silly Negroes now, people of our own, telling us shit like Harriet Tubman didn't exist. Which is from a motherfucker opinion. Because I'm listening to what he's saying, I'm like, well, nigga, you think that. You think that she didn't exist. You're not really proving that she didn't exist. That's just what you think. We are fucked as a people. I say this all the time. Because the clout chasing that niggas do, because that nigga, I don't believe he believes that. But like I said, sure black people say silly Negro shit for attention. And people have given this nigga attention, and there are people, it's other dumbass niggas that's, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. But us who know better, I'm smart enough to tell the young people that's out here that come across this information that don't listen to silly Negro talk, because that's silly Negro talk. What's going to happen is they're going to start saying shit like Rosa Parks didn't exist. That's what they're going to start saying. This is what it's coming down to. You know, we don't have to argue about people who existed. That's one thing about history. History makes up people, places, time, and events. We don't have to argue about if somebody existed or not. It's so easy to find out. It's so simple. So for a person to say that, well, Harriet Tubman didn't exist, prove it. Now, how I will prove it is simple. Harriet Tubman was a fugitive. You could go and look for yourself. She was actually the top. She was on the list for a while. They, of course, after some years, she was taken off the fugitive list. But she was on that motherfucker for a very long time. They wanted Harriet Tubman. It's all kind of newspapers, clippings of Harriet Tubman. They wanted her. They wanted her. So, this nigga said she didn't exist. We got to protect our culture. As Foundation Black Americans, we have to protect our history, because as people that's not even, I doubt it if this man is one of us. This just sounds like some silly Negro shit, and that's really what it is. So I ain't gonna really spend too much time on it, but for the young people that's out there, I don't like for the young people to come across this information and believe it and start saying, because a lot of these niggas don't research shit anyway. So the kids going, the young people come across it and you know, they accept this as if it's something true. That's what I have a problem with. I don't like the younger people being misinformed, because that's misinformation. So that's why a lot of people just we got a lot of shit going on, you know, and a lot of us don't have time to address silly Negro talk. But for the sake of the young people, somebody gotta say these niggas is talking crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. Some of these niggas know better. Some of these niggas know better. This is a grown man, Dane Calloway. This is a grown man now, saying that Harriet Tubman didn't exist. That's his opinion. He's entitled to believe that. If he, go ahead, you think that she didn't exist, then I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong, but historically speaking, she existed. And you can't argue with history. You can't argue with facts. So it is what it is. And then I seen where the nigga said that Turner didn't exist. So these people are agents. Like this is just some agent provocateur shit. That's just really what it is. I'm gonna leave that at that. But for the young folks that's out there, Harriet Tubman definitely existed. She was one of the bravest women that ever walked this earth. And we should honor and cherish who she was as a person. And as Black Americans, we got to protect our history. Because no other people and other groups are going to let other people come out and say stupid shit like this. It's just not like, they're not going to let that happen. But with us, our own people, for attention, if he isn't an agent, but for attention, just to be heard, will say shit like this. Oh boy, I don't know. We're fucked as a group. And you know, that's really what it is, because we have so much to go against, you know. And this is what we get. Dumb niggas who get platforms and get like a cult-like following, because now it's other dumbass niggas that believe this. Oh boy. But I'm gonna leave that at that, but that's all I gotta say. And it's just silly nigga talk. That's what that is. It's silly nigga talk. So I'm out. From the comment, I'm out.